This is my 5th update video for the 16th of December 2018. A lot has been going on since and even prior to my last video, but I was not able to go into any of it in my last video, but I shall be touching on a few of these things in this video. I shall only be mentioning a few as there has been a lot of recent harassment, targeting and bullying I have been experiencing and do not want to cramp everything into one video. The first of these is in the last few weeks, since the incident with the woman living at number 13 Otterburn Road E4, which I talk about in detail in my 3rd update video on the 25th of November 2018. I've had about 3 people come to my home claiming I requested for a cleaner, which I never did as my home is quite small and I managed quite well enough to clean it on my own. The only time I have ever needed cleaners is when I had my business, Chipper Business Services, and provided jobs for cleaners. Almost on a daily basis for about 1 week I had takeaway delivery drivers coming to my home claiming I had called up to order takeaway for delivery. This too I never did. I would have 2 to 3 delivery drivers banging down my door every night. One delivery driver from Kebab World called the number of the person he got the office, the takeaway place, to call the number of the person who ordered the food, and a man picked up the call claiming he was in Scotland and didn't place the order. Another delivery driver, claiming to be from Dragon Palace, claimed I had ordered food and insisted I pay for it, which I refused to do. The strange thing about this particular quote-unquote delivery driver was that he told me he came back twice to knock on my door and that the woman living at number 13 Otterburn Road even came to help him knock on my door so I could come and take my delivery. I wonder, how is it that while sitting in my home, I supposedly call up a place to deliver food to me, and the neighbor across the road decides to come and help the delivery driver to deliver the food to me? How on earth did she know I ordered food? Or was she just being a good neighbor and trying to make sure I ate food that night? Especially as I had told her days earlier I didn't want to have any more involvement with her due to how she liked me calling people up for prank calls and ordering food for delivery to her home, then slamming the door on the drivers' faces and not paying for the food whilst I was visiting. Sounds like Dragon Palace, Kebab World, and the rest of the poor takeaway places that lost money due to this should be knocking on someone else's door than mine. Just to add, there is a story behind number 13 Otterburn Road, which I won't go into now, other than saying that after I wrote a letter to the former tenant who lived there the whole 5 years I've been here, within 24 hours of sending them the letter, all of their property was out of the house. The house was given a new interior and furniture within 24 hours, and they moved from the property not long after this. I shall go into this another time because there's a lot about that 13 Otterburn Road E4. I even got a letter through my door by the RSPCA stating that there had been a report about the welfare of my dog. As someone who has owned pets for over half of the time I've lived in the UK and never had anyone feel the need to complain about the welfare of my pets, I called them up to find out what was really happening. The woman I spoke to could not tell me what the complaint was, stating that the only person who would know is the officer who dealt with the complaint. This to me is complete and utter BS. I wonder if that is how the RSPCA truly operated, then they must have some serious problems doing their job when a member of staff falls sick and doesn't come to work, as all the information relating to a particular complaint or case is in their head and not on the computer system, which means that poor animal won't have anyone to check up on their welfare during that period. Then I had a letter from Waltham Forest Mental Health Services claiming that I was referred by my housing officer, no name is stated on the letter, and telling me to contact them or they will discharge me back to my GP. Now, as someone, me, who studied social work, specialized in mental health, and during my placement training and even afterwards have had access to hundreds or more files of patients, I am very much aware of how referral letters look like. And if they do not have the name of the referrer, example, if it was a referral by a concerned neighbor in the community, it might not have this information, but it will most definitely have the name of the admin staff or duty social worker who wrote the letter to you and have a signature on it. If there is no signature on the letter, it is not official. There is no name on the letter, it is not official. It is not real. That is a letter that was sent emotionally manipulate me and make me worry about what else they might be trying next. I'm just a little surprised that the NHS allows its letter-headed papers to be used in such jokes and frauds like these. I suppose that just goes to show everyone, the world, what a fraud and a joke most, if not all, industries that operate in Great Britain truly, really are. The main thing I want to cover today is the incessant fraud of the Department for Works and Pensions. I received a letter from them telling me I had to complete and return a form to them, or else the PIP I was getting money from would stop on the 18th of October. I had no plans to complete the form. After all, if the DWP are so bold and proud to blatantly commit fraud by changing all the answers I gave in my application form when I applied, it should not fall into any doubt that they will lie again, as it is something they work very hard at getting better at. So I called them up on 15th of October just to buy some time so as to get one last payment from them before they stopped it. You shall listen to a bit of the telephone call I had with the woman, as yours truly did record it. I got an extension added to my profile on their system. She kept reiterating I should make sure I sent the form back before the end of my extension date, which is the 12th of November is when they extended it to from the 18th of October. And that if I did not do this, the timer on the computer on their system would automatically switch off and stop me getting the PIP money. Here is the recording.
Welcome to the Personal Independence Payment Enquiry Line, part of the Department for Work and Pensions. Connect you to one of our customer advisors.
Hello, good morning, Tracy. I just received a letter came through on Saturday saying about I was sent a form. I didn't receive this form, about the form. If I could get an extension, please, to next week.
Right, well, you need longer than that if you haven't got the form.
Oh, I was hoping, I don't know how soon you could send it, maybe.
Yeah, I can send it today. Yeah, so you do for a review.
Okay.
So what I need to do is reissue the form again and reset the timer from the beginning, because otherwise, if it's not done correctly, it will stop your benefit.
Okay.
So it's important. So let me just, could you confirm your full address?
Okay,
That's okay. So we went out on the 18th of September, so I've just reissued that now, okay?
Okay, when will it get to me?
It goes out second class, so it can take up to about a week. Okay, so I'm going to set the timer.
Okay.
That's at the beginning. Just bear with me. I just want to make sure that it's changed on the timer.
Okay.
So the most important thing is the form.
Okay.
Medical evidence can come in at a later date. A lot of people delay it because they need appointments with their GPs and different things, okay?
Yeah.
And then the benefits get stopped. So what we need is the form asks you are there any changes. So it gives you your opportunity to say if things have stayed the same, if they got better, if they got worse. The form, send the form in, because that's the most important.
Okay.
And then just say that further medical evidence is to follow.
Okay.
A lot of people make that mistake.
Okay. So when will so I should get it within a week. So how long do I have to actually? When is the next date set for?
Right. So just have a little look. It will be on the letter that's sent out.
Okay.
With the form that's sent out now, there should be a covering letter with the new date on there.
Okay. So will it be by probably ending of this month then?
So let me just have a little look. Roughly, so it's 15th today. So it's 14. Roughly about the 12th of November, it has to be back.
By the 12th of November. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
All right. Then on the 30th of November, I received a letter from DWP telling me that my PIP award stopped on the 24th of November and they had overpaid me and I owed them money and they would write to tell me if I should pay them back the money or not. I was quite surprised at this, as the last time they paid me was the 30th of October. And as I am paid in arrears, then even if they decided to stop the PIP on the 24th of November, I did not owe them anything, so I just ignored the letter. On the 13th of November, whilst I was out, I decided to try my luck and see if any money would come out of my account. As I no longer have any type of money coming into my home, I never checked my account, but as I am financially down, I wanted to see if the extra £50 my bank gives as an allowance to go over your arranged overdraft for bills that are direct debit payments would allow me to get took £10 out. When I got the £10, I was shocked. I checked my balance and saw I had money. I then went into the bank to check where it came from to get a mini bank statement. As you can see on the statement, the last payment was for £229 on the 30th of October. Then the next payment was on the 24th of November. So, let me get this straight. Department for Works and Pensions decides to end my PIP award weeks after they said it would end automatically. Then 3 days after it ended, they decided to pay me. Then, after paying me, they write to me to tell me that I owe them money for being overpaid. Well, that does not seem like a government department that knows what it is doing. But if you insist that I owe you the money, DWP, that is fine. I shall repay it to you after you explain to me why you committed fraud on my PIP application and used fraudulent answers to come to your decision about what to award me. You will need to explain to me why places I entered not applicable. You gave me an answer. Places where I gave a detailed answer, you changed everything I said to something else? And even places I gave an answer were not even considered. In case you are not aware, DWP, when someone completes an official form like that with answers which they then sign the form and date it to send in as their final and truthful answer to your questions, for you to change everything the person said in their application and enter something completely different on your government computers is a fraud. Did you know that, Department for Works and Pensions? Just like the Metropolitan Police of Great Britain decided to enter on their police computers that I pled guilty in court to actual bodily harm, an offense one could go to prison for, when in actuality I never pled guilty to anything, even for the common assault I was wrongly found guilty of, for which I was charged for the crime by the same police without any evidence. It seems they have the same people who work in the Metropolitan Police Force working in Department for Works and Pensions, amongst other industries that I've provided proofs in my long video about what frauds they are. And this is a country that thinks they uphold such a high standard that the world should look up to them? Well, I'm going to leave it here until next week. By the way, I just wanted to add that because I finally was paid some money by DWP for the PIP, which they have stopped, I made payment for rent and council tax on the 15th of December. I was not going to make any more payments and would see you in court since I have no other money coming into my home. But as DWP decided to make a payment to me, and since part of one of the bills that money pays for is the rent and council tax, I made a payment for both of them on the 15th of December, as you can see now on your screen.